All right, let's talk about something that caught just about every Chiefs fan off guard. The Kansas City Chiefs made a sudden and bold move by releasing former second-round pick Breland Speaks. Yeah, remember him? A guy that once had fans buzzing during the draft is now completely out of the picture, and the timing of it couldn't be more interesting. When the news broke, it wasn't just surprising. It was downright confusing for a lot of people. I mean, this is a guy the Chiefs invested in with a high draft pick, and while his production on the field never really lived up to the hype, most folks expected him to at least stick around for training camp depth or special teams play. But no, the team decided they'd seen enough. Just like that, Speaks was waived. Now, what makes this move even more intriguing is that it didn't come after a big scandal, a long-term injury, or a contract dispute. It was a pure football decision. That tells you a lot about where the Chiefs' mindset is right now, and maybe more importantly, where their expectations are heading into the season. They're not here to babysit underperformers or cling to draft mistakes. They're making room for guys who can contribute now. And let me ask you this. Were you surprised when Speaks got cut? Be honest. Did you think he'd still be on the roster come week 1? Drop a quick yes or no in the comments below. I want to know how you saw this one playing out. Also, if you love staying on top of breaking Chiefs news like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're on a mission to hit 4,000 subscribers, and every sub helps us bring more updates straight to your screen. Now, let's break down how we got here, why a once promising pick turned into a release headline, and what it tells us about the Chiefs' standards right now. Let's get into it in the next chapter. All right, let's rewind for a second and really break down how we got here with Breland Speaks. Back in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs traded up in the second round to grab Speaks with the 46th overall pick. That's not a throwaway selection. That's a pick you make when you believe you're getting a guy who can start, make an impact, and grow into a core piece of your defense. Brett Veach and the Chiefs thought they saw that kind of potential in Speaks. Unfortunately, it never materialized. As a rookie, Speaks showed flashes, but they were few and far between. He played in all 16 games, started 4 of them, and finished the season with 1.5 sacks, not exactly setting the world on fire. The team was transitioning under new defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo, and Speaks just never looked like a natural fit in Spag's 4-3 scheme after spending his rookie season under Bob Sutton's 3-4. Then came 2019, a crucial year for development, and that's when things really started to spiral. Speaks tore his MCL in the preseason and was placed on injured reserve. That entire season was wiped out. He came back in 2020 with hopes of earning a roster spot, but by that time, the defensive depth chart had passed him by. And honestly, the urgency just never seemed to be there. Between the injury, the scheme change, and an overall lack of explosiveness on the field, Speaks went from second-round hopeful to afterthought in a matter of 2 seasons. By the time 2021 rolled around, the writing was on the wall. He simply hadn't done enough to earn a long-term future in Kansas City. And that's where the draft bust label starts creeping in. Fair or not, when you're picked that high and you don't make it through your rookie contract, fans and analysts start throwing around that term. And in Speaks' case, it's hard to argue with it. So I'll throw it to you. What do you think went wrong with Breland Speaks in Kansas City? Was it the scheme? The injury? A lack of drive? Drop your take in the comments. I want to hear how you see it. And hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. We've got more stories like this on deck, and we're on the road to 4,000 subscribers. Let's get there together. So here's where things get really interesting. After cutting ties with Breland Speaks, the Chiefs didn't sit around feeling sorry about a busted draft pick. Nope. They went to work fast and found themselves what you could honestly call a lifeboat. Just days after Speaks was released, Kansas City claimed defensive end Tim Ward off waivers from the New York Jets. Now, I get it. Ward isn't exactly a household name. But don't sleep on this move. He's young, he's hungry, and more importantly, he fits what Spagnuolo wants to do on defense. And when you're looking to replace a guy who never quite clicked, sometimes fresh legs and a clean slate are all it takes. Ward had limited snaps in New York, but when he was on the field, he showed some juice. He's got a long frame, good burst, and isn't afraid to get physical. He might not be a game changer right out of the gate, but you can tell the Chiefs see something in him that they believe they can mold. What makes this move feel even smarter is that it cost the Chiefs absolutely nothing. No draft picks, no cap headaches. They essentially swapped out a struggling high pick with a lower risk, possibly higher upside option. That's just good front office work right there. And this isn't just about Tim Ward himself. It's about the mentality this team operates with. When a mistake is made, whether in the draft or in a free agent signing, the Chiefs don't let it linger. They move on quickly and look for value wherever they can find it. That's part of the reason Kansas City has remained competitive at the highest level year after year. It's not just Mahomes. It's how the organization handles everything from the top down. Let's do a quick fan check. Do you think Tim Ward can actually help this defense? Vote yes or no in the comments. I want to know how confident you are in this lifeboat pickup. And if this kind of smart roster management gets you fired up as a Chiefs fan, do me a favor. Hit that like button right now. And don't forget to subscribe. We're pushing for 4,000, and your support makes all the difference. Up next, let's dig into what this whole situation says about the Chiefs' overall draft philosophy and how they deal with misses. Chapter 4. Coming next. Let's step back for a second and look at the bigger picture. Because this situation with Breland Speaks and the quick move to replace him with Tim Ward, it says a lot about how the Kansas City Chiefs operate when it comes to building and maintaining a championship-caliber roster. First off, this is a clear message. The Chiefs are not afraid to admit when a draft pick doesn't work out. That might not sound like a big deal, but in the NFL, where egos run high and GMs often cling to failed picks out of pride, it actually means a lot. Brett Veach isn't afraid to say, "Hey, we missed on this one," and move forward without hesitation. That kind of decisiveness keeps the roster competitive and agile. And let's be real, every team misses on picks. Even the best GMs do. The difference is how you respond. What we're seeing here is that the Chiefs prioritize performance over draft status. If a guy can't produce, he's out. If someone off the street or off waivers looks like a better fit, he's in. It's that simple and that effective. This approach also impacts how the team handles future drafts. They're not just looking for flashy combine numbers or college hype. They want guys who fit their system, who have the right mentality, and who can contribute immediately, even in a rotational role. You can expect Kansas City to continue targeting smart, versatile, coachable players who don't need 2 years to develop into contributors. It also puts pressure on current and future rookies. You're not guaranteed a spot just because you were drafted. And for fans, that's actually a good thing. It means the team is doing what it takes to put the best 53 on the field every single year. So, let me ask you this. Do you trust Brett Veach's handling of roster moves and draft picks? Do you like the way the Chiefs cut bait when it's not working? Or do you think they should give these young players more time? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to know where the fan base stands on this one. And if you're enjoying this deep dive into the Chiefs' front office mindset, hit that subscribe button. Let's keep building this community as we aim for 4,000 strong. All right, let's wrap this up in the final chapter and talk about what it all means moving forward. So here we are. One former second-round pick released, one under-the-radar replacement brought in, and a front office that just keeps showing us why the Chiefs stay ahead of the game. This move isn't just about Breland Speaks or Tim Ward, it's about culture. The Chiefs have built an environment where accountability matters. If you're not producing, you're not staying. And that level of urgency, It filters through the entire roster. From rookies to veterans, everyone knows they've got to earn their spot every day. Now, of course, not every replacement is going to be a home run, but the willingness to move fast and try something new, that's what separates Kansas City from a lot of other franchises. They're not scared of looking wrong on a pick. They just want to win, period. And hey, let's turn this to you now. After seeing how the Chiefs handled this situation, what do you think it means for the season ahead? Do you believe Tim Ward can make a real difference? Are you confident this team is built to absorb these kinds of changes and keep moving forward? Drop your predictions in the comments. I want to hear what you expect from this defense and how you think this roster shuffle plays into the bigger picture. And if you stuck with me this far, first of all, thank you. You're what makes this channel special. If you haven't already, help us hit that $4,000 subscriber goal by clicking that subscribe button and turning on notifications. We've got a ton more Chiefs content coming your way all season long. Smash that like button if you're proud of how this team keeps handling business the right way, and I'll catch you in the next one. Go Chiefs!